When we worry, we magnify our problems as if they are bigger than God. Holy cow, was that a convicting line from this week's lesson. Howdy, Connection Group leaders. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. I am in here in, I don't guess we actually labeled a city this year for our marketplace, but I'm definitely in a very Jewish area, which is fun. Specifically, I'm hanging out by the bakery tent because why not, right? Miss Sue's running that, which means there's always good stuff to eat. Man, we're having such a great time with Wilderness Escape this year. Gosh, already it's been a great summer. Youth camp was stellar. We're getting ready to go to Matamoros next week. Kids camp is around the corner. Kids Rock is jumping and going, and it's super. Not Kids Rock, sorry. Lionheart is jumping and going really, really well. Katrina's already had 3 different sports camps. Awesome stuff is happening. So keep praying for certainly our children's and youth ministries and all the stuff they're doing, but really just our church as a whole. Summertime is not the time to lay around and do nothing. We tend to throw gas on the fire because we know there's lots of opportunities for good to happen. So talking about Nehemiah 4 today, really, really cool chapter. Again, an incredibly good and encouraging book. I love this particular chapter, and I hope so much that our children and our youth especially catch at least this one thing, but really us adults could be encouraged by this too. And that's specifically, what do you do in life when the turkeys in your life start to talk? And y'all know what I'm talking about. Just when you are working on improving yourself, or maybe picking up a new skill, or just chasing a dream, or wanting to get better at a hobby. Inevitably in life, there are people who love to run their mouths and just be discouraging. Some of you may have been that person who loves to run your mouth. I've definitely been there. I've also been on the receiving end of the discouraging word far more often, which is why it's all the more frustrating that turnabout's fair play, right? I've turned around and I've discouraged people trying to do that. Man, grace is a beautiful thing, and I'm grateful for that, but I want to remember what it felt like to have those words spoken to me, so that it'll help motivate me. That's not the best motivator, Jesus is, but it'll help motivate me to be the encouraging person. But here's what our kids especially, and our students especially, need to catch, although we all need to catch this. What do we do when the turkeys start talking? And they're gonna talk. And the answer is what Nehemiah and the people did. We keep working. If you know there's something that you're supposed to be doing in your life, certainly if it's something that God has told you to do, but if there's just an area of your life where you know you need to improve and you know it gets better, and it is going to be hard and it's going to be challenging and it's not going to come easy, people are going to be running their mouths, and what we do in those situations is we keep working. You don't engage in the verbal disputes. You certainly don't go out on the attack on yourself. You keep working. And then the next step, of course, is, okay, now if we're getting into the spiritual realm, what do we do when the enemy starts running his mouth? And he's going to do that. And the answer is you keep working. I love what we looked at this in James last week in students in James chapter 4. One of the things we're told explicitly, it says that the devil is roaming around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. And then it says so explicitly and so encouraging, it says, if we resist the devil, he will flee. What does that resist mean? In other words, when we ignore him, when we call on Jesus, obviously, specifically, but when we choose to continue to do what God has told us to do, even when we're being tempted or being opposed to do something else, the enemy takes off. Why? Because he's got limited resources, and he's not going to waste his time with people that are that engaged in doing the right thing. Now, that's not always true, but a lot of times that's true. So all that to say, what do we keep doing? You keep working. And then when we do face physical opposition, or when the enemy does double down on us and keeps fighting us, then what do? That's when we rely on our family to come and fight for us. And we draw up defensive plans. And that's also, by the way, if you're one of those people that's not necessarily actively working to improve yourself, you're not being opposed right now, what is your job? What's your work to be doing? It's to be defending those who are. Coming around and protecting and encouraging, building up, and literally standing guard over those who are doing what God's told them to do. That's our role. I don't know, man. I'm greatly encouraged by this. It's such again, it's not hard to understand, but it's refreshing to hear, and it's good to hear. And I hope we'll all put it into practice. Our job is to keep working and then to take care of others. Guys, I love y'all. Keep praying, keep defending one another. Can't wait to see you on Sunday morning. It's going to be another good week. Happy Father's Day. Hey, by the way, bacon wrapped Oreos will be back. Love y'all. Bye.